Literature and philosophy. A writer is an output of his own age, and this age is a result of many ages. Furthermore, many such literary models certificate public genetic and critical procedures which occur in the actual universe. However, the elements of literature are picked not from the foreign universe, but from the bottoms of a specific category of psychology. Yet, those who are combating against the disaster of globalization, capitalists, and neoliberalism, and surely everybody committed to the security of operators' interests can earn from perusal of Marxist literature. For the share of Marxist critique, which Egerton, for example, summons economic, a class of think-like things as the sociology of publication record and literature, words in publications don't actually concern or at minimum arrange the essential origin of literature's public and political role and significance. Furthermore, in the years after that, Enoch in 2003 reported that Russian literary notion has motivated its ultimate socialist attitude to admit that literary generation is a consequence of both individual liberation and the thematic impact of the composer's environment. The layers of proletarian literature, who recorded fundamentally in the new masses, utilized to debate that literature is an arm in the category strife. If the composer is not on one aspect, he is either an exposed defender of the foe, or else he is awarding assistance and comfort to that foe. At what times it was even supposed that literature itself was founded on the barricades. Furthermore, the issues of voices are substantially interested with labor and with force. Literary mankind own the behavior of rank into the periphery of policies, and they participate to governmental fights, not awareness, not workable expertise, not abstract dissection, but only rhetoric. Rhetoric is the single commodity in policies where has never become a shortage. The foundation of a community, the manner its frugality is arranged, broadly talking, defines its superstructure. All things that we might group as belonging to the field of cultivation, again in a wide feeling, law, education, but also political programs, religion, philosophy, and techniques. This hence a vision of literature that is entirely at disagreement with the Anglo-American vision of literature that moves back to our north. Thus, each literary act is transformed into an encrypted capital. Thereafter, the record of the entire art in a collection of uprisings and figurative symbols disguising the significance of a particular category. We have to decode these hieroglyphics in order to define their sociological synonyms. Hence, that quirk of multi-sociology to hold the composer red-handed just at the time when he instantly battles out the fundamental tendencies of his category awareness. If Shakespeare's Juliet, for instance, exclaims, "Oh, break my heart," poor bankrupt, broken at once, the skillful sociologist will unfurl capture on the sad plea to connect the prominent dramatists with the benefits of the London cellars, the sold gentlefolks, or the bourgeoisie stuff. Horace in 1938 discussed that the embracement of rebellious and reactionary inclinations in the awareness of the magnificent representatives of the ancient culture is a determined historical truth. Revolutionary models have rarely been reflected immediately and directly in literature. In breaking away from ancient basics of previous communities, artists and composers were not yet eligible to discover in the surrounding universe and the solution of the sophisticated conflicts of individual history. Hence, they surrendered to the king's whip and the corporal's poke, to faith and conventional morality. Thereafter, the inducement of this surrender by the interests of the controlling categories. What's more, Mills in 2009 found that it is at this mark Fordism's institutional suppression and the switch into complete post-Fordism, at which time postmodernism and its educational shapes improve their complete operation and organization of the post-Fordist framework, that we start to attend a large-scale precision of literary exemplification that registers particularly significantly on the scale of compose.